This ICT Judas swing strategy shows up almost every single day, and you will become a profitable trader if you just follow the rules. I've simplified everything you need to know for the setup, as a lot of people are overcomplicating it, even though it's a simple rule-based idea to look for a time-based setup. I've also included 2 live market examples both on forex and indices, so you guys should definitely stick around and watch till the end. However, you got to watch the rules first and the theory to understand the live market examples. It's very easy to backtest and it's a very consistent strategy. This is literally a full crash course, a full trading plan on everything you need to know for the setup. Let's get straight into the video. So the Judas swing strategy from the 2022 ICT mentorship model. Essentially what it is accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We're going to be looking for entries on the distribution leg within the manipulation, right? And it's basically the power of 3. You guys might have heard of this. And the key liquidity points that I want you guys to know before we start are the previous day highs and lows, week highs and lows, session highs and lows, equal highs and lows, and significant highs and lows. I've said highs and lows because there's no bias on this strategy. However, if you do have a bias, that's obviously confluence. However, you don't need a bias. You want the main liquidity to be swept, and then you're going to look for entries. However, I'll describe that now. So for forex and indices, so the forex, there's 2 time windows that we're going to be using. So in New York time, it's 12 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. is the first time window, and the second time window is 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And in London time, it's obviously just here, same time window. However, this is just in London time. The same thing for indices. However, there's a 1 hour difference. So the first window is from 12 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. instead of 8:30, so it's just a 1 hour difference there. And then the second time window is from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Okay, and the same thing for the London time over here. So there's 2 time windows. What we're going to be using the 2 time windows for. The first time window is going to be for the accumulation phase, where we're going to let liquidity be built up on either side of the market, both highs and lows. Okay. And then the second time window is where we look for the manipulation and distribution to occur. We're going to be entering after the manipulation leg has occurred, just before the distribution leg, and I'm going to show you on these examples and the live market examples also. So the time frames we're going to be using are the 15-minute and the 1-minute time frame only. It's literally very easy. The pairs it works best on for forex is EURUSD, GBP/USD, and AUD/USD. ICT himself recommends these. And for indices, it's NAS 100 and S&P 500. You guys can backtest this yourself and see what works best for you. Whether these, for my testing, these are the pairs it works best on for indices. Now, the setup, we're going to be trading the liquidity sweeps, the market structure shift, change of character, break of structure. This is essentially all the same thing. However, they all have one thing in common, which I'm going to share with you on the live market examples. And then we're going to look for the entry of the fair value gap, extreme, consequent encroachment, the earliest fair value gap, which one? I'm going to show you that also in the live market examples, okay? Now, let's get into the theory side first. So as you can see over here, we're going to mark out our time window. So midnight New York time, okay, for example, let's say if this is midnight New York time over here as well. Then we're going to mark out our next time window. So to 8:30, let's say this is 8:30 over here. Okay, as you can see, session open. And same thing over here, we're going to mark out the session open. Now, in this time window, the first time window, all we're letting price do is build up liquidity on each side, okay? And we're going to mark out the main highs and lows, okay? So as you can see, in this one, it's consolidating over here. This one is slightly uptrending. So as you can see, in this one, we just marked out the main significant low over here and significant high. However, price takes out the low first. Therefore, if price takes out the liquidity low first, we're going to look for buys in the opposite direction. Same thing over here. This took out the lows first. So we're going to look for buys towards the opposing liquidity, okay? So you can target these highs or these highs over here. Now, how do we enter? So we let the first session, the first time window, build up liquidity for either side of the market. And then in the second time window, all we wait for is that liquidity to be swept and then to look for our entry, okay? It's very simple. So as you can see over here, the liquidity has been swept, and then we look for the pattern, which is the market structure shift and the fair value gap entry after the liquidity sweep following the plan. Same thing over here. Liquidity sweep, market structure shift, and then the fair value gap entry. Now, how do you match our targets? So with this strategy, you could literally just have a set risk to reward, okay? So it's a very consistent strategy. You could just set your take profit at, for example, a set risk reward of 1 to 3 each time. However, you could just target the opposing liquidity, low hanging fruit. You'll know on the live market examples what to do yourselves because you will have marked out the opposing liquidity before your first time window closes, okay? Now let's get into the live market examples. However, before we get to live market examples, if you're trying to pass your funded challenge or you're looking to get funded, then this automated trading bot is for you. Most people spend $8,000 to $9,000 in the space of 4 months before they reach their first funded account. But with this bot, you can avoid this waste of time and money by letting it pass the challenge for you, 100% guaranteed. Our bot does not miss. It passes the challenge usually in a few hours in the same day. So the day after, you could be funded 6 figures, trading live, making real profits. it's a zero risk investment. If you fail the challenge, you get a full refund. However, we've never ever failed the challenge, so you will be funded. That's 100% guaranteed. Get on this whilst it's still available. Click the link in the description to get funded and don't waste time. Okay, so for the first example, and this is literally from today, so Friday on EURUSD, you guys can practice this yourself. So let's get into this example. So what I've done over here is I've marked out the New York midnight time over here, and then I've marked out the 8:30 price over here because we're on a forex pair. So 8:30 a.m. and to 11:30 a.m. However, I'm going to get rid of these two because the session indicator that I've got will actually show it up. And all I've done here is mark this out with a rectangle over here. So from midnight to current price right now on the 15-minute time frame. As you can see, price was in a downtrend because price was making lower highs and lower lows. Price is quite obviously moving to the downside. So we could be looking for sells, right? Sells are probable. So what we could look for is a liquidity sweep to the upside before moving in the opposite direction to the downside first, okay? So let's just mark out this liquidity point right here, this established high, a significant high at the start, like I said. And we'll mark out the low as well, because if price takes out this low, then we'll obviously look for confirmation to take the buys, okay? However, after this liquidity gets swept to the upside, what can you see right here? I'm not going to mention the name, however, it's a very basic name of the PD array that we're looking for over here, and I'm going to leave that to you guys in the comment section down below. You guys need to be getting this one right, okay? So let's wait for price to sweep liquidity in either direction. Okay, so as you can see, the 15-minute has swept liquidity, and all we do is go to the 1-minute time frame and look for that market structure shift. Okay, so as you can see, price is making highs and lows again and again. Okay, as you can see, some people would be faked out with this, saying that this is a market structure shift. Let's see what happens now. Okay, as you can see, price sweeps more liquidity from this high right here, and all we're waiting for is a liquidity sweep in the opposite, is a market structure shift in the opposite direction to the liquidity sweep. Okay, it's very, very simple. So as you can see, now this low has been taken out right here, and where is the fair value gap in the displacement leg? Very simple. The extreme fair value gap, which is the only fair value gap in this example, is right here. Okay, so all we're going to do is mark out our entries like that. We're going to put our stop loss, our entries at the bottom of the FVG because we're looking for sells, and our stop loss above the high. And as you can see, it's just above the first candle of the fair value gap, right? So you don't have to put it above the full highs. Okay, but in this example, you would just put it above the full highs because that is where the FVG is made up. And all you do is target opposing liquidity. Okay, all you do is mark out this area here, for example. And as you can see, this gives you almost a 1 to 7 with just targeting just the closest opposing liquidity. And you know price is going down anyways, right? So you guys can target even further levels. I'm going to leave that to you guys to backtest the levels on the left and see what liquidity lows you could have targeted. But let's see how price tags in. And again, remember, I've shown you this in another fair value gap video. And if you guys want to check this fair value gap video out, it's literally called fair value gaps. Okay, it says fair value gaps all over it, so you guys should definitely go check that out. And I show a hack for entering. Okay, for entering at the fair value gaps, you could enter at 50% as well, and then with the same entries, with the same stop loss, same take profit. However, the risk to reward will be much higher. Okay, so let's see what price does now. Okay, so as you can see, price taps into the bottom of the fair value gap. It doesn't tap into the 50%, which is why it's safer to enter at the bottom of the fair value gap. And as you can see, price runs away from more than a 1 to 8. Okay, let's see what it goes for. If you are targeting further levels to the downside, however, this is the low hanging fruit, the main lows. And as you can see, it goes for more than a 1 to 10. You guys could pass your funded challenge in just this one trade right here. Let's get into the second example on the indices this time. Okay, so for the second example, we're on NAS 100 on the indices. We're on the 15-minute time frame. And all I've done again here is just marked out the time window that we're going to be trading. So as you can see in the first time frame, all I've done is marked out this box over here. And as you can see, liquidity is being built up inside this range. And as you can see, quite obviously, again, price is moving to the downside, making lower highs and lower lows. So it would be making sense for us to sell in this trade example right here. So as you can see, I'm going to just get rid of these lines over here because the session indicator will actually come up. And now all we're waiting for is a liquidity sweep on either side. So as you can see, there's a session low right here. However, we're not targeting the session highs in this example. Why? I'll explain in a second. There is an established high here, however, which is a liquidity high, right? So this is a significant high. Right above this high, we're in a downtrend, and we've also got this order block right here, okay? And this area of imbalance fair value gap, okay? Right here, just after the order block. So price is probably going to tap into this area and then continue down. So all we're going to wait for is the 50 minutes to sweep any direction, any liquidity. However, it's most likely that it will sweep the highs first because we are in a downtrend. So it would make sense for us to sell in this example, okay? So all we do is let price play out. So price has tapped into our area, and all we do is scale down to the 1 minute time frame and just look for that same confirmation again. As you can see, liquidity was swept over here. Let's see what happens now. Okay, we have another set of liquidity being swept right here. So now our market structure shift low has changed to this area right here, and all we're waiting for is a market structure shift, break of structure, change of character, essentially all the same thing with displacement. Okay, this is not a market structure shift, this is not a break of structure or change of character. Why? Because price did not close below with a body. Okay, price has to close below with a body over here, and then we could look for that retrace and then look for the sells down. Okay, so all we do is let price play out on the 1 minute time frame. We just got to be patient with this. So again, this is not a market structure shift. Okay, as you can see, now price has broken structure. However, there's no clear FVG in this displacement leg. So now, as you can see, there has been a fair value gap right here actually, just now, after this third candle, because an FVG is made up of 3 candles, 1, 2, 3. And again, you could mark out 50% and either scale into your entry over here, or you could just put your entry at the bottom of the FVG. However, because the FVG isn't in the premium of this displacement range, I'm going to put my entry at 50% so I can enter as close as I can to the premium of this range, because I do want to be selling high and then buying low. Okay, same thing, vice versa. And again, we just target the opposing liquidity. You could target these lows. However, because we are in a downtrend, price is most likely going to continue going lower. Okay, let me just get rid of this, and then you guys can see how this plays out. So as you can see, price taps into our entry nicely over there, taps into 50%, more than 50% over there, retests, and then goes down. Let's see how far price goes down. And you could literally just target the low hanging fruit. This gives you an over a 1 to 3.5, and some people struggle to get this. It might sound like a low risk reward, however, this is very high, and over a series of trades, over 3 or 4 trades, you guys can pass your funded challenges and you guys will become profitable traders with just this strategy alone. If you follow the rules, and I've literally given you everything you need to know, the full crash course, the full trading plan, and if you guys stick to this, you will become a profitable trader. And just a reminder before we finish the video, if you want 5% off any Nova funding challenge, use the code ADS5 for 5% off any funding challenge. And remember, after you pass the funded challenge for you and get you onto the live funded stage, you will get access to free 1 month signals that I've been running for over a year, very consistent, very high win rate. All the proof is on the Telegram, right? And as you can see, our clients have been funded using our service with our trading bot, and then after that, they get free 1 month access to the signals room where they can learn how to take trades on their live funded accounts and make real profits. As you can see, this person over here made $1,200 from just one trade on the signals room. This person over here made $600, and as you can see, we're actually changing lives with this funded service. Okay, as you can see, this person took 45 days to pass the account and he ended up failing right twice, and we took his account and we ended up passing his evaluation. This guy was very happy with the results over here, and we've got plenty of other testimonials like this. So if you want to join up and get funded and actually change your life and start scaling to them 5 to 10k months, join the first link in the description below to join the Telegram. Places are running out as it's in very, very high demand, and guys, make sure you join before the prices increase. The prices will be going up very, very soon, so make sure you join first link in the description below. Don't waste time, and you guys can really change your life with just this one funded account that we will fund for you, and you get free 1 month signals to learn how to take the trades on the live funded accounts, making real profits. No demo profits, real money, guys. So that's it for today's video, guys. It wasn't very long, however, it's very easy to follow. It's a very easy system to follow. I've got all the rules, all the full trading plan for you right here. It's a full crash course. You guys should backtest this, forward test this, live test this. Let me know how you get on. Drop any more video suggestions in the comment section down below. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.